Alright, let's look at the homework 2, problem number 20. Alright, so this company sells memory chips, and there's a price function and the revenue function given here, and we want to answer the question. Alright, so let's look at part A. Which of the following is the graph of the revenue function? Alright, so let's look at the revenue function a little bit more closely. Alright, so here we distribute this x to both of these terms. We can write it as, so this I'm going to probably write it here. Revenue function R of x is equal to, I'm going to do the write the second function, second term first. So x times negative 3x would be negative 3x squared, right? And plus x times 120, so 120x, right? So we notice that leading coefficient, I should say, is negative, which means that the parabola should be facing down. And also, x-intercept is 0, so we can set this equal to 0. And if you set this equal to 0, you can see that x is going to be 40. So x-intercept is 0 and 40. Maybe that might be enough to answer this question. Right, so it has to be facing down, so it's not going to be C. So it's either going to be A or B. Right, so here, these look like it's actually on the negative side. So here, and x-intercept, it looks like it's going to be 0, and here it's going to hit probably 40 there. So I would say A is the correct one. Actually, is there more? Okay, that's it. Alright, so final check. Alright, so we got that. Alright, part B, find the output that will produce the maximum revenue. Alright, so what we want to do here is we want to maximize this revenue function. And since this is a parabola, you can see that the maximum happens right here. Looks right at the vertex. Alright, so this is going to be the maximum. So all we have to do is find the maximum, find the vertex there. Alright, so let's rewrite it in vertex form. So R of x, maybe I'm going to go here. Alright, first thing is I'm going to factor out the negative 3 from those terms. So we have x squared. Alright, if you factor negative 3 from 120, would be negative 40. Right, then I'm going to give a little bit of room there. Right, actually, I forgot the x there. Right, so x has to be there. Alright, then in order to complete the square, we need to have, remember that take the coefficient of x and take the half of that, then square it. Right, so half of negative 40 is negative 20. If you square that, you're going to get the positive 400. Right, then you have to subtract 400 as well. Right, so that we don't change the function. So this is going to be equal to, right, so you have a negative 3 is still sitting there. Right, using these 3 terms, we can complete the square. Right, so it's going to be x. Right, 1/2 of negative 40 is negative 20, and then squared. Right, then we would have to distribute negative 3 to this leftover term. So we would have negative makes it positive. 4 times 3 is 12, and we need 2 zeros. Alright, so we have the vertex form. Right, so you can see that this guy, the vertex, is going to have, let's see here, negative 20, which means that this vertex, the x-coordinate would be 20, and comma 1200. Right, so let's go back, and I forgot what the question was. Alright, so we want to find the output that will produce the maximum revenue. So we are looking for the x value, that would be the maximum. And if you look at the vertex, vertex is 20, 1200. So x is equal to 20, right? So it's going to be at 20 million chips, right? So I'm going to put that 20 there and check the answer. All right, we got that. All right, what is the maximum revenue? So we know that revenue is maximum when x equals 20. So all you have to do is plug in 20. But if you look at this, so revenue at 20 is actually just 1200, right? If you plug in 20, that's 0. So you're left with 1200, which is the y coordinate of the vertex, right? So the type in, it's going to be 1200, right? And check the answer. All right, we got that. All right, then we want to, what is the wholesale price per chip that produces the maximum revenue? All right, so since we want the price, so we just want to find the p-value when x is equal to 20. All right, so if you have 120 minus 3 times x, 3 times x is 20. So this is going to be 120 minus 60, so it's going to be 60. So price is going to be $60. All right, let's check the answer. All right, we got that. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.